has come to my attention that a West Ham fan lost his or her finger during the celebrations in the game against Genk this evening. His or her whole finger. Off like that. And do you know where it went? Trying to put it down on how West Ham played so badly in the first half, yet played so better in the second half, and then ended up drawing. Some things in this game were hard to put your finger on. But I'm going to be talking about it in the aftermath and giving my own thoughts on why I think this game ended the way it did. And, well, look on the bright side, at least West Ham stay top of the group, so even if we can't do it on a cold night in Belgium, we are still massive nonetheless. It has finished KRC Genk 2, West Ham United 2 at the Luminous Arena on a cold, chilly autumn evening in Belgium. This was, simply put, to me it was like a classic game of two halves. Genk had a really strong first half and absolutely obliterated West Ham, partly due to a change in formation that didn't go to plan. But in the second half, West Ham came out on top, scored 2 goals, and were unlucky, in all hindsight, to end up conceding late on and it finishing 2-2. Topping the group is actually massively important, and I'm very happy that we're still top of the group regardless. So that's going to be a major thing when it comes to knockout rounds. But we're still unbeaten in Europe. It's the first time we've conceded 2 goals in a cup tournament all season, let alone Europe. It's the first time we've even conceded a goal, period. So... and that's a bit of a damper, but there are still positives in this. One of which is that West Ham showed fighting spirit, made positive changes, and Moyes was willing and open to changing his system up in order to get a result. I'm going to start with the team lineups as per usual, because West Ham made several changes. The changes that were made to the West Ham starting 11 were Areola in goal, Diop and Dawson at the back, Masuaku playing on the wing, Lanzini playing in midfield with Noble as well, and surprisingly it looked like a 4-3-3 formation. That's very brave of David Moyes to go with that, and I wasn't overly convinced by it because I've seen what Genk did in the last game against us, and some of their players liked to run down the channels a lot and make a lot of use of space. The 4-3-3 formation is leaving us open, in a way, leaving us exposed against a team that likes to make use of space. Wasn't necessarily the smartest of ideas from David Moyes from the look of things, but I was open to see what it could do. Having Diop and Dawson in there again was a good thing because they were solid in the game against Rapid Vienna. Areola's been class in goal every time he's started so far, even if it has been in cup games. Antonio starting was a bit of a risk, in my opinion. I'd rather he be rested, but I suppose he was the only real decent attacking option after Bowen. Bowen was benched. Vlasic and Yarmolenko were not fit enough to play in the game. Vlasic has a concussion and Yarmolenko has an injury. But still, changes were made to the team as we expected. Just wanted to see what we could come up with in the game. Not even 4 minutes had been put on the clock and already it was 1-0 to Genk. John, I think he's called Pantsil, that's his name. He's a Ghanaian player for them. He scored from a good through ball. Way too easy for them, really. Areola could have done better. He got a glove on it, but it wasn't enough to get it away. It still went in the net. That should have been a massive wake-up call for West Ham from that point onwards. And I did say in my preview that Genk would make this hard for us because they're playing on their own ground, on their own turf, at their gaff. So, obviously, they would have that home field advantage. And... seemed to pay off very early on. 4 minutes in, very early on in the game, to score a goal. And they were just on top from there onwards. Areola had to tip a header over and denied Paul Onuachu with an acrobatic save. But West Ham looked really lost in that first half. West Ham was second best for all but bar 3 or 4 minutes of that first half. I'm serious about that. No one sprung into life. The 4-3-3 formation wasn't working very well. Yunya Ito, the Japanese winger who plays for Genk, ripped through the defensive line all the time. He went down a couple of times. I thought he was going to go off injured, but he came back on and stayed on. Pancil broke through. He passed to Ito, who missed an open goal opportunity. And if that wasn't risky and a heart-in-your-mouth moment, I don't know what the hell is. Let me touch on some things that West Ham did wrong. Because Genk did a lot of things right, but West Ham did a lot of things wrong. Why was Noble on corners in the first half? Cresswell's delivery is top-notch. 2 assists from 2 crosses against Rapid Vienna. Why was Noble doing the corners? And he played short corners a lot. West Ham's not known for that. Anyway, Dawson header was tipped over from a cross. Benrahma was denied at very close range. And Areola again forced to deny Onuachu. Onuachu didn't really impress me too much in the game at the London Stadium, but he was doing well in that first half. Had 2 really good chances. West Ham then had a goal line clearance. Lanzini went to Benrahma. Benrahma to Antonio. Hershovsky, I think that's how you pronounce his name, denied it on the line. He cleared it away. It was half-time. Genk 1-0 up. I think Genk definitely deserved to be 1-0 up and definitely deserved to be in control of the game. West Ham was woeful, man. Woeful. The only one really good player was Benrahma. And the 4-3-3 formation wasn't working. I would have reverted back to the 4-2-3-1 kind of thing. And that would have closed those gaps up and maybe add a little bit more movement on the ball. But no. Wasn't changes in the start of the second half. Alex Kral should have come on, I feel, at some point. And maybe throw on Fornals and Bowen just to get that extra little bit of energy. Because everyone looked a bit lost. Chasing Genk throughout the whole of the first half. Genk's players were really good. Ito caused problems on that side of the field. I think he plays on the right-hand side of the field. He caused a lot of problems. This Pencil guy running at the net a lot. And wanted Moyes to say something at half-time. I think he did, because half-time came, and it was needed. The players needed a rocket up their arses, but it came at a bad time, because West Ham had woken up a bit by then. Areola was the saving grace, because he denied a few shots. It could have been 3 or 4-0 easily. All I wanted Moyes to do was change the formation and stop everybody being too wide open and too spacious. I could tell that West Ham was going to look a little different in the second half early on. Saïd Benrahma's shot was blocked. And like I said, Saïd Benrahma had a really good game overall. But what did worry me at the start of the second half was that the defence was playing the ball sideways a lot. Playing it at the back a lot. No real thought going forward. And when it did go forward, it took some time to actually go that way. I wanted to see more threat. And at the time of me actually writing that down on my piece of paper, a triple change was being prepared. Antonio came off, Fornals on. Noble came off, Bowen came on. Masuaku came off, Souček came on. So, Souček to add stability into that midfield. Bowen to add a bit more pace down the wing. And Fornals to aid Rice with exchanging the ball from the centre mid to the attacking mid to Benrahma to the forward line. Immediate equaliser soon after that for Benrahma. Lanzini. Beautiful ball to Sofal. Sofal crosses it across. Benrahma's in the right place, right time to fire it past the goalkeeper and equalise. VAR was going to check it. I didn't see anything wrong with it personally. It was given. 1-1. The goal gave West Ham a little bit more belief from there onwards, and the chances came. Kofal missed a sitter though, and he gets into all the right places down that wing and all the right shooting positions. He doesn't score. Tell you now, the day Sofal does actually score for West Ham is going to be the day I go wild and I run down the streets screaming. I'll even film myself doing it and put it on this channel. And then everyone's going to ask, oh, James, why are you screaming for? I'll just say my Czech right-back scored a goal at the millionth time of asking. So, yeah, just let me enjoy my moment, please. Don't get the cops done on me for disturbing the peace. All jokes aside, West Ham then actually made it 2-1. I'll keep smiling because 2-1... at this point was really good. Benrahma with some absolute muck here. Some absolute filth. Well, filth is just my way of saying skill and intelligence here. Beats his man and scores with a really nice finish. 2-1. Benrahma was absolutely on fire in that second half. 2 goals to add to it, and Cresswell got an assist as well. So that's another one for Cresswell in this competition. Lanzini then came off and on came Alex Kral, who we'd been asking for. Alex Kral, I don't really know if he did much, but Lanzini had to come off because he'd done well and he was looking a bit run down. Wasn't to be 2-1 win though. Souček scored an own goal while trying to defend the ball. He was trying to do his defensive job, his defensive duty, but was unlucky for it to head and swoop into the net. Anyway, last time he scored an own goal, he went on to score 2 goals in his next game anyway, so take notes, people. And this thing with Souček, every time he makes an error or something like this, or doesn't play at his best, everyone then suddenly starts this random, strange, heavy agenda against him. I don't know what the hell that's all about. He wasn't even that bad, for goodness sake. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. Really ridiculous stuff. It did feel though it was a bit gifted to them, I suppose, because Genk weren't that good in the second half. But either way, it finished 2-2, and I think it was a fair result, given how both teams played in either half. Look, West Ham now have 10 points in the Europa League group stage and have some quite comfortable distance from the other 3 teams. So qualification, in my opinion, is all but guaranteed. I think it's yet to be mathematically confirmed, but it's all but guaranteed anyway. A lot of good individual performances in that second half. I must touch on these. Benrahma, obviously, class. Bowen was class when he came on. Fornals was good when he came on. Fornals was trying his hardest. Areola, although we were getting on his back and saying, oh, Fab would have saved that, Fab would have done this, Fab would have done that, Areola still had a really decent game. I think he was actually very quiet in the second half, personally. But, you know, this is one of those things. I don't think you can win them all. It would have been nice to win them all, but a 2-2 draw isn't bad. Hey, we can learn from this game and just go again on Sunday when we face Liverpool. Thank you very much for watching this video of the aftermath. I'm going to be in someone else's house for a few days because I'm looking after their pet dog. And hopefully I get to bring him on a video either tomorrow or on Sunday. And you get to meet Bear the Labrador. And if you've seen him on my social media, you'll know how cute he is. I have to say, he's not a very affectionate dog. So I'm going to try my best to try and convince him to come on camera. So if you want to see that, then just tune in soon. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you all soon for the game against Liverpool.